Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 29th of December, the year 2024, at approximately 3:40 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, I've got, I'll just say for margin's sake, about a hot 17 minutes here to do what I'm going to do. And let me just introduce myself. I'm Scott Albert, consultant. I do all kinds of interesting things, not the least of which lately has been to investigate and learn about tuning forks. These two hickeys here. Okay. Now, there's a very well-known practitioner out there who I greatly admire, and I have this tendency to watch their videos pretty much every chance I get. I'm working on burning a hole in my psyche with 3 of their videos, just to more or less attempt to memorize them in order to get the procedure. Now, one of the things that this practitioner does is they have sessions, which it doesn't matter if you're there for the live recording or if you catch it 5 years after the fact. There's a certain validity about what they're presenting, and I've informed them that I intend to do the same, just with the clear understanding that I'm not formally certified or trained under them or anyone else. I have been studying this since, I don't know, March of 2023, just picking up everything I can. A lot of it is trusting one's gut, and I'm going to say a great deal of it is about becoming comfortable with one's connectivity to the cosmos as a whole, realizing that you're not separate from everything and everyone else, and everything and everyone else is not separate from you. Now, I have been attempting on a fairly consistent basis to do what I refer to as activate, feel, sense, and listen. Although alphabetically it's activate, feel, listen, and sense. Small flub. And I did this quite recently, like less than an hour ago, with some names on a piece of paper in a container. And what I noticed in following what this instructor puts out there is that there were places where I would activate the forks, and I tend to use a paired set, just kind of this personal notion that if I have to, it's sort of like triangulating between the forks being activated and my ears, and what I'm feeling and sensing and listening to and so forth. So one of the things I've seen in their videos is that when they are standing X amount of feet from the intended recipient or patient or client, that they run into what they refer to as hangout spots. I thought, well, this is not exactly a scale, situation, measure, etc. This is for me, when I activate them, I listen, and if I hear something shrill or dull or whiny, to name a few adjectives, it occurred to me that, at least in my mind's eye, in my mental ear, to just hang out there, just keep activating. Now, the other thing, and this will probably make some of you cringe, it did make me cringe at first, but it became kind of a comfortable thing. Most practitioners do not strike tuning forks against tuning forks. Chips, cracks, damages. God forbid something happened to the forks that I had put together and custom built. And by custom built, I mean I got a pair of tuning forks and I mounted handles to them. because I like the sense and the feel of what I get feedback wise in my hands. And it just, I was very, I don't want to say relentless, but it just, I wasn't happy until I built this. Now, this is sort of an answer to uh, the handle for the sonic slider. Now, I wouldn't try using this on people per se, up against their body parts, because it's a porous material. However, it's very vibrationally feedback sensitive. I can feel this, the energy of the tuning fork, um, in my hand for a fairly long time, and I listen to that. So, um, I for a while I had this image of, there are crystal bowls, quartz, and I've actually seen film footage of someone revving one of these until the point where it shattered, and I just thought to myself, God, is that with me? I'd cry. And it's a concern with these, tapping them against each other, but I'm not banging the unholy hell out of them, just enough to activate them. So what I'm going to do here is activate these, and I'm going to give feedback to what I feel, what I hear, what I sense. In a way, this is kind of analogous to what James Van Praagh and John Gray were touted for doing years ago. Only instead of it being a psychic thing per se, it's about me reading the feedback. So, given I've already given you the date, and given the idea that this is going to find who it needs to find, when it needs to find them, at the time it needs to find them, I'm going to say to you that it's my hope, it's my prayer, that this reaches the right people at the right time in the right space and is of benefit. And with that, I'm going to start striking these together. There's two of them. And I'll tell you what I sense. I'm probably going to close my eyes for a bit, just to better assist myself with being concentrated and being focused, or having a better sense of concentration and focus. So here we go. Now, what I'm getting over here in my field of sensitivity in the upper right hand quadrant, I'm going to think of this in terms of 4 quadrants, kind of a warbling. Now, I haven't got the map memorized for what this person has created and constructed, but I feel like this scenario I need to hang out, and I'm going to hang out here striking these together, activate them until such time as I hear, at least in my perception, a sound that is balanced, cohesive, harmonized, and healing. So here we go again. One of the things I've noticed is when I did this before, I thought it would take, like half an hour before things got to the tone that I just heard ring out. So somewhere out there amongst you, I'm speculating, guessing that someone has had a shift for the better. I'm going to strike it again. Now there's a kind of a high ring to that one, which to me would indicate what I've heard referred to as a hangout spot. So I'm just going to hit it again, activate it again, until that becomes balanced, cohesive, harmonized, and healing. Here we go. Now I can still hear the high shrill, but that much more rapidly approached the tone I think I'm trying to achieve. As I said, I'm still a student of this, but I just figure every little bit of experience help, and every little bit of intention helps. There's still a high end, so I will stay here, so to speak, until this becomes as balanced and cohesive and as harmonized and healing as I can gather. Slightly less of a high end. That's approaching where I sense it should be. My intuition just told me not so hard, dude. Okay. One of the other things that I have noticed is that when I do this, especially with my eyes closed, I will see things. Now, some of you have no idea as to what a black and white TV is. Let's just say it wasn't colorized a long time ago. But instead of seeing black and white, I'll see things like blue and white, or orange and white, or red and white, or yellow and white, and so forth. And I'm sure those have some sort of significance. I'm just not sure what they mean. Right there. Right there. No high end, no weird warble. Okay, good. So whoever you are out there, I guess we're done with you. So let's bring up the next person, so to speak. All right, really high and shrill there, but a quick blend into more balanced, cohesive, harmonized, and healing. And there's a real quick shift. Okay, let me open my eyes and see how much time I have here. I got about a hot 5 minutes, give or take. Okay, that's for someone else. And I'm going to mention, per se, I'm not charging an outright fee for this. I kind of feel like what I should do is go on a donation basis, meaning that if you find this and then you want to drop a few ducats my way, by all means, please feel free. I can really, really, really use all the help I can get. But I don't want to, at least not at this point, according to a deal I made with the light side, charge people outright for this. Because I'm really more interested in getting this out there and helping folks. I think Zig Ziglar said you can get everything you want by helping as many people out there get what they want. And Mr. Ziglar and or family descendants, I apologize if I flubbed that up, but I hope you get the essence of what I just said. So now, in spite of that being a fairly hard activation, that was a quick tone down into the state I'm looking for, or at least I think I'm looking for. Yeah, let me see. Here, about another 5 minutes left. Now, I have a website. It's X and X-ray, P as in Paul, R as in Ralph, the number 3.com, so xpr3.com. I also have an email, which is mytfvbc@proton.me. If you want to reach out to me, go ahead and just let me know your thoughts. Now, I had mentioned that a lot of times I can feel the after effect for a fairly long time, well into the handles, and that was one of them. Okay, that feels good. Kind of right to it. No lights on the quadrant board, so to speak. In my mind's eye, I imagined a quadrant. There's another thing I imagined, but that's another story. Where I look for anything that blinks, flashes, highlights itself, and so forth. And right now what I'm getting is something in the upper left-hand corner. So my mind's eye, I'm going to hang out there. I'm going to intend the energy to the upper left-hand quadrant. It feels like a really decent shift into a place of balance, cohesion, harmony, and healing. Okay, so whoever else is out there listening either in the present or in the future, or maybe even from the past, so to speak, I hope that was helpful. Last activation. Good, solid, nice harmonics. And that's it. Now normally, when I appear on these videos, I'm doing tarot card readings. I'm not giving those up, and technically angel card readings, but I just felt the need to give this a whack, and at the very least and minimum, I'm going to do this sort of thing once a month while I promote it across various social media platforms. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that this has been of benefit and helpful to anyone out there who's listening. And to quote someone, of all the things out there that are in the realm of woo-woo, yeah, this definitely qualifies. But if I can badly quote Tesla here, if you really want to know about what goes on in the universe, become well versed in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. This has been Scott Albert Consultant. Thank you for taking the time. And I'll be sharing this. So I'll see you out there in the future. Happy holidays to you and yours. Please be careful, be safe. Namaste.